Yes, good evening, legends. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little cheeky little late night stream for you lads and lasses. Sorry for being a bit late there, guys. Couple of technical issues, but we are live here. It's 10:07 p.m. on the 18th of July, 2025, a.k.a. Mbeumo Day. Mbeumo! Get in there, my son. I hope you're all doing... Yes, exactly. Mbeumo Day has arrived. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you very much for joining us this evening on the show. Big ups to the live chat. Henrik Kelman, Ashley Vogt, Jay Chapman, KevTech, End the Madness, Robert and Sire, PJ, United History. What's going on, Robert Hewer? Yes, mate. Paul of the Red getting in here. Lee Dixon, PJ, Ashley. How you all doing? Vexico Vice, Paul Warby. Yes, mate. Ash Jones, Mike Jones. What's going on? The Joneses, Phil Jones. Tim D, Josh Lee, Predator Reborn, Colin Ralph, Let's Be Avenue, Nass, Fire Up, Mike Jones, Prima Italia, Gav's Highlights, Mike Hill, Kieran, Steve, Design, Rob, everybody who's in the live chat, thank you very much for joining us here live. Do us a favour if you're watching live, smash that like button on it, give us a massive like on it. Also, share it around if you fancy. You can repost us on X, there's the link to the tweet. If you want to share it around, we'll shout you out later on in the show. Nice one. Also, get yourself involved in the chat as always. We'll dip in and out and we'll have a Q&A at the end. And then, as always, if you're on catch-up later, get yourself in below with your thoughts. Me too, Marinickle. I agree with you, lad. I mean, ultimately, we've got Cunha and Mbeumo to look forward to seeing play for Manchester United. And they are very good players and they're very good additions to the side, considering where Man United was and everything. So I'm with you. I think this is going to be a positive time for Man United now that we've got a couple of good attacking players in there. But you know what? We have to do a lot more because, let's face it, United at the moment, we might as well have a couple of, Phil Joneses at the back there, or potentially in midfield, or at striker, or in goal, because we don't have enough quality in certain key positions there. The striker position certainly needs to be addressed now, and the goalkeeper position certainly needs to be addressed. And beyond that, the midfield position needs to be addressed as well, because let's face it, old man Cassie may or may not do well in an Amorim system, but let's face he's getting on a bit now, not the most mobile. Would make sense to get somebody who's a bit more box to box, bit more mobile, athletic, maybe younger, and try and bolster those positions as well. Because let's face it, guys, if we get Cunha and Mbeumo in the team, that's great. That's awesome for creativity and goals. That should definitely add some of that to the party. However, it's still gonna have the issues present in the team at striker and also in particular at goalkeeper and other areas in the team. So what's the frigging point unless you're going to go whole hog and strengthen all the areas in the team? Yes, I agree with you, Rob, always United. So striker position next, guys, seems to be the focus. Obviously, Bryan Mbeumo, done deal. Get in there, my son. Mbeumo. Absolutely buzzing. Mbeumo. Fuck yeah. He's going to save the day. Sorry, guys. But he is going to save the day. I'm Team Mbeumo right now, that's for sure. But he's going to hopefully save the day along with Cunha. Beyond that, striker position needs to be addressed. I mean, look, we've seen from Fabrizio Romano just earlier on today, this afternoon, after the news in regards to Mbeumo, that United plan to sign a new striker in the next weeks as main target after Bryan Mbeumo deal done. Outgoings will be key for budget as Garnacho, Sancho, Rashford, Anthony remain among set players or players set to leave. So, obviously we perhaps have to get a couple of players out there to generate the cash to be able to bring in a 40 or 50 million pound striker, or maybe even more money if we're talking about Benjamin Sesko, which there are fresh links to. There's a good few options for us in that position. I like the mentality that United seem to be taking in the window of going after these Premier League proven players rather than these melts coming over from the Gash Dutch League or wherever coming into the Premier League and perhaps struggling to adapt. We've got that proven Premier League track record to look at. So this is where I like the signings of Watkins, Visser, Mateta, all these sorts of players over the likes of Sesko, personally. Plus, Sesko is just a heck of a lot of money, isn't he? But we're going to cover the news in regards to that also. Medical for Bryan Mbeumo will be sometime, hopefully over the weekend. So this is from Ornstein this afternoon as well, that said that Bryan Mbeumo is expected to undergo medical this weekend ahead of completing transfer from Brentford to Manchester United. Agreement reached between Man United and Brentford today after weeks of negotiations. Get in there, my son. A deal for 25-year-old worth maximum of £71 million. And the structure of the deal there, it's very favourable, obviously, for Manchester United. I mean, I can't actually believe that we've managed to get this deal done the way we've done it. When you think about it, I see people saying this is too much money, you've overpaid, blah, blah, blah. Not so, guys. Not so when you factor in it's over 4 instalments, and also the fact that we're only giving them 16.25 million or something along those lines this summer. That is not a great deal to have to invest in one summer transfer window for a player like Bryan Mbeumo coming in, and then you've got 3 more instalments after that. It's actually a bit of a genius deal, this, from Manchester United, to be fair, and I'm surprised Brentford have gone for it. But we did a deal there for Matheus Cunha at Wolves over 3 different instalments over a couple of years, and it looks like, Brentford quite happy to take the 71 million over a good few years in 4 different instalments. So I think United have done well with that deal. It gives us more money to spend on other players right now. It's not having to fork out, £65 million right now up front on a player. Yes, of course, you've got that commitments down the line, but it's it's very shrewd in a lot of ways, because you've split the deal up, you've made it much more affordable. It's obviously good for PSR and financial purposes. And it means you can focus on other signings as well. Like, surely United still have some budget left this window, regardless of selling Garnacho, Sancho, and also Rashford. Yes, okay, if we sell those players, our budget's going to be increased. We're going to get a lot more money in the coffers to actually go and buy some better players, maybe more players this summer. Another 2 or 3 signings. That would be lovely. If we don't sell those players, though, I'd still expect us to be able to pick up a cheap striker. Let's ask the live chat, guys. Live chat, which striker would you like to see joining this summer transfer window? Have your say in the live chat. So we've got options. Who are our options? You've got Benjamin Sesko coming over from Leipzig. You've got Watkins, Visser, Mateta. And there's a bunch of other ones as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So get your thoughts in. Who would you like to see come in? Nicholas Jackson's another one. Give us 75 million for Nicholas Jackson, pig bro. Or 7.5 million would be a bit much, to be fair. But to be fair, if we were going to sign him from it probably would be for some insane price like that. Okay, yes, Visser, Watkins. You'd like Watkins, Visser, Ramos. Nice one. You'd be happy with Mateta. Acuna Mateta for the rest of my days. Ollie, Osserman, Samu, Sesko, Lammens, I reckon we will sign. Yeah, fair enough there, Aussie Steve. I'm in a similar position. I think we'll probably might go for that Lammens. He looks like obviously a good goalkeeping option. Great stats, cheap, young, etc. Makes sense to at least get someone in there to contend with Andre Onana. Sesko, yeah, I understand the appeal of Sesko. He's young, he's 22. Obviously there's lots more to come from him. But this is the reason why I actually don't want him right now. I want somebody who's more like 27, 28, 29, has that experience to come in, i.e. Visser, Mateta or Watkins. They're all Premier League proven. I think we stick with the Premier League proven mentality this summer. Sesko, Mateta, Watkins, Sesko, Mitoma. You what? You feel the same with Mainu, they just don't fit in anywhere? Well, Mainu can play the 10 for us, can't he? Can also play the 6. Had to be Watkins, Prem proven. F the striker, top goalie required. Yeah, fair play to you. Okay, well, if you're looking at potential for us to do what we can do in this summer transfer window now, there is expectation that we should at least be trying to sell 1 or 2 of these players. Maybe we can sign 1 or 2 more players. If United go into the new season with a striker, a goalie, and Cunha and Mbeumo, then we would be much better placed than we were last season to actually be able to do something good this year. This is from Sky Sports this evening. Sky Sports are reporting that, Man United are keeping tabs on Benjamin Sesko at RB Leipzig. I've got to be honest, I gave you my thoughts and opinions on it yesterday. I just think he's too much money. Fair enough if they want to do a structured deal for 65 million over a few years, like we've seen Manchester United negotiate some of these deals. If they can get that deal done, then I'd be up for taking him on. I would. But the issue here is that I don't think he is available for that amount of money. Arsenal's negotiations with him earlier on in the window were not fruitful. They wanted apparently 80 to 100 million for this guy. So I just feel like he's priced out of a move to Manchester United right now. We can't afford him. We're not going to pay that money for him, surely. 80 million. That's insane. And also, you know what? Like, development-wise, yeah, well, there's better options for us right now for players to come in and hit the ground running than this guy. But this is from Sky Sports Chef anyway, who says, just in, one player to keep an eye on as the window develops is Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United have been tracking his development for a number of years. Yeah, well, that's great. That's great. This guy would add goals to our side. He would add some different qualities. He is a good player. He's a very good player. And he has potential in the future, obviously, to do great things. He's young. But statistically speaking, I'm not impressed, guys, over the course of, the last couple of seasons. If we have a look at his stats here very quickly, career stats-wise, over the last couple of seasons, this is, bearing in mind, it's not the Premier League either. We're talking shitty Bundesliga vibes. It's certainly not the most inspiring, in my opinion. We've seen lots of players like Werner come over to the Premier League with good records and fail. Now, this guy, in the last season just gone for Leipzig, he played 33 times in the Bundesliga. He's got 13 goals and 5 assists. Not bad. 18 goal contributions in 33 games. But you're playing up the top of the pitch there for Leipzig, to be fair, in the Bundes. They're one of the better teams in the league. It's like those stats, I think, are going to be a little bit favourable. He got 4 in 8 in the Champions League, to be fair. 4 in 8, that's not bad, is it, for Sesko? 4 in 8, but it's also not miraculous. The season before that, 14 goals and 2 assists in 31, and 2 in 8 in the Champions League. Come on, guys. This isn't enough. That's not enough firepower. Whereas if you compare him to someone like Visser, who's getting 19 goals or got 19 goals in the Premier League last season, or Watkins, who got 16 goals in the Premier League, plus like 23 the season before, it's just like I don't feel like Sesko's stats are going to translate into 20-plus Premier League goals. I could be wrong, but I feel like he's going to take a long time to adapt. I feel like he's got the potential to be some sort of Gastastic Rasmus Højlund 2.0. And if United are going to spend money on the striker position, it should be for somebody a bit cheaper and also somebody who's a bit more experienced and has ideally Premier League proven experience. But if that's who Amorim wants, and we can work out a deal with RB Leipzig, and they're prepared to, maybe take a deal where we do pay over a few years, because that seems to be what United are doing at the moment, then just maybe they will send him to us, and just maybe we will see Benjamin Sesko come in. If that's who Amorim wants now. So Gyokeres is off the table. That's probably who Amorim wanted, but he's off the table. So we've had to reassess. Now, perhaps if you're building something long-term for the future, long-term, someone like Benjamin Sesko right now makes a lot of sense as opposed to someone like Watkins, who's 29. But I value here and the now, right now, more importantly, for the positions that we need to strengthen. The striker position, if we just got somebody ready-made to slot in there who's more experienced and in their primes, that's better than having to wait for somebody to adapt and develop. Same goes for the goalkeeper position, really. I know there's these talks of this lad, obviously Lammens, and he does look really good. But he's coming over from the Belgian Pro League, It's a different kettle of fish. It might take a bit of time to adapt. Whereas if you go for someone like Martinez or just someone along those lines who's got more experience at the top level, then you're expecting that they're just going to be able to slot in and do the job for you pretty much from the off. That's what you're trying to sign, like when United got Edwin van der Sar. That's basically what you're trying to sign. Crichton, what's going on, you smee-hee? Welcome aboard, lad. Welcome aboard. And everybody else who's in here as well. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you're just joining the stream. Wow, we got 320 late-night legends in here. Big ups to the Bacon Express. Thank you, and we've got 126 likes. That's a pretty much Rasmus Højlund ratio right there. Let's get those numbers up to at least Sesko vibes. Hit the thumbs up if you're just joining. Get yourself subscribed and involved. Cheers. We do need to sell players, that's for sure there, Mr. Stephen Shipman. You're not wrong, lad. Yeah. Thank you, C for Cedric, for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate you, lad. Smee. Okay, so anyway, look, Sesko, I think it's a good pickup, but for the right terms. If it's 80 million, I feel like that's just ridiculous. I mean, what do you think we should actually be looking to pay for Benjamin Sesko, guys, in pounds? Let's use pound sterling here. But I'm going to say, anything more than 65 doesn't really add up, and that would have to be probably a structured deal as well, really. And I don't think they're going to sell him for that, because Arsenal was sniffing around him for a long time. They've ended up paying a similar amount for Gyokeres. But I feel like if they could have got him for that amount of money, then they would have got him for that amount of money. So I can't really see us getting a cheaper deal than, the 80 or whatever that they want. 50, 40, 45, £4. 62, 55 to 60, 60 million, maximum 70. Right, fair enough, yeah. But where are we going to find this cash from right now? That's another thing. Maybe Garnacho will be up for playing for Leipzig. But where are we going to find this cash from? We have to sell players. Now the focus needs to be on shipping out these melters. Jadon Gascho's got to do one soon. Marcus Rashford, how are we going to sell this guy? His wages are astronomical. Nobody's really seemingly queuing up for him. You know, Bayern are trying to get Luis Diaz now, aren't they? Barcelona had a couple of different targets well ahead of him, Nico Williams and also Luis Diaz themselves, before they actually wanted Rashford. Rashford does not represent good value for money. And Garnacho, well, he's just a bit of a petulant child. So in terms of clubs being prepared to take him on, there's no guarantees there either. So we are up against it when it comes to moving on players to generate cash. Let's hope we can do it. Let's hope we can get a couple of these players off the books in the next couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, and then use that money to reinvest into the side. But I think it's fair to say, guys, we probably won't be seeing any more additions into the team before, you know, like the first couple of games of the tour at least. I mean, I guess if they're starting on other signings now, you could see them join and introduced into the tour. But more than likely is that they're just going to sign a couple of players towards the end of the window now. So they haven't done well here, guys, the recruitment team at Manchester United. They've not set Amorim up well. And yes, we have got Mbeumo and Cunha. That's great. Still need a number 9, still need a goalie, still need a midfielder at the bare minimum. That's 3 more players, and the likeliness of them being done quickly, let's face it, for Manchester United is very small. They'll probably be long and drawn out. You know, good 6 weeks left of the transfer window now. It shuts on the 1st of July. Expect us to meander and fanny around for 6 weeks, trying to get deals done, but probably struggling to get them done right until the end of the window. That's how I feel. So I feel like we will sign more players this summer, but we're going to take our good time doing it. I can't imagine we're going to see Ollie Watkins announced next week or Visser announced next week. And I'm just going to say the Visser deal now should be something that United are going for to try and pinch, because his value is massive for what you can get. 19 Premier League goals, played alongside Mbeumo last season, got that understanding, that relationship, and his contract's ending there at Brentford in a year's time, which means you could have him for a lot less money than some of these other options that we're talking about. Look, Manchester United, over the next couple of years, we have to be realistic. We have to try and build back up to being a Champions League standard side. We can't go and sign the absolute top tier players. People say you're stealing a mid-table Brentford team's couple of forward players there. Yeah, but we need to incrementally improve, and these players are proven in the Premier League to do it. How many subscribers am I on, says Nas. Let's have a look. Well, if you are new, you can subscribe by clicking the red button down below. Thank you for asking, mate. We're on 91,471. We're only 29 subscribers away from 91,500 subscribers, mate. No, I haven't, Paul Warby, but it's all good. People can just subscribe to the channel, can't they? If they're new, they can subscribe. If they want to subscribe, they'll subscribe. Russell Bland, thank you so much for the £5 super chat there, Russell Bland. Thank you. He says, here we go, mate. About time too. No, I mean, it's about time. Nice to see your smile. Sesko would be a statement signing. Yeah, but what is that statement, though, Russell? You know what I mean? That we're prepared to just pay top whack money again for a young kid who's unproven. Because, you know, I'm getting Rasmus Højlund vibes from it, mate. You know, obviously he's done a lot more than Højlund up to the point of when we signed him. But it's not like his record's just undeniable. It's like he's a 1 in 3 merchant pretty much over in the Bundes. That concerns me. I know he's got good skills. I know he's, you know, good. We watched him during the Euros every single game. You know, he was good. But he wasn't great. You know, he wasn't great. I don't think he's the answer to all of our problems, personally. Maybe get Visser in the January window. Interesting. Well, if he hasn't reached a new deal or signed for a different club by then, maybe. But if we don't go for him, I can almost guarantee that Spurs with Thomas Frank there are going to go for him, because he's a cheap pickup. He will get you goals. Yeah, United have already spent 130 million. Yep, it builds quickly. That's right. But you know what? We actually haven't spent that, though. I know we are obligated to spend that over the coming seasons, but we actually haven't spent that. We've only spent like a fraction of that so far this summer, because a lot of these deals, Cunha and Mbeumo, those deals, they're all structured over a couple of years at least, and Mbeumo potentially over 4. So, you know, structure-wise, we've got some money, I think, even if we don't manage to sell players, because we were able to do these deals on the never, you know, paying it on the monthly, you know, or not the monthly, but you know what I mean. Dino says, if we get a goalkeeper, striker and a fullback / centre mid, I think we'll surprise people. Me too, Dino. If we get exactly all those positions strengthened and we sign good players and they can play an Amorim system, which obviously that would be the reason he's signing them, then I think we could do some good things this season as well. I'm with you. Big ups there, Rob, always united. Thank you so much there, Rob, for gifting out a membership on the channel. We've got a new member of the channel thanks to Rob, always united, who's became a gifted legend. Thank you for gifting one out there, Rob. It's gone to Gav's Highlights, a Chelsea scummer. Oh, no. Thank you so much, Rob, always united. Get some love in there immediately, guys, for Rob. Appreciate that, lad. Sickle says should go for Visser, then loan Brentford Rasmus for 1 year so they're covered. Mate, it's like me and you are the same person, you know, Sickle me, lad. I've been banging on about this for ages. You know, loaning Rasmus makes sense, lad, because it gives them, you know, a good player who will give them cover, like you say, and so they're not scratching around desperately trying to sign new players. It helps us out because he's contracted until 2030, and he'll be getting regular game time and opportunities playing for a Premier League side this season. It's like a very good move for everybody concerned. I agree with you. Disco Dave, if reports are true about United going for a number 9, then we're stuck with Onana. Only see one more buy this window. Yeah, I think that's fair if we don't sell players. But remember, if we do sell players, we can afford to buy new players. Let's just talk about an ideal scenario where Rashford goes for 40 million, Garnacho goes for 50 million, and Sancho goes for a packet of dry roasted peanuts. That's 90 million plus some KP peanuts right there. You can do a lot with that. You know, you can coax Luke Shaw out onto the training pitch with the KP peanuts, and then you can use that £90 million as well to sign a striker and a goalkeeper or other positions. So, you know, obviously it's dependent on other players going, but I have to agree, Disco Dave, if we don't actually sell these players, we're probably not doing a lot more business. We might be able to sign one player, a cheap pickup here or there, but we're probably not doing a lot of business. But if we do sell a couple of those guys, then we should expect to see some more movement. We just need to generate that cash. You'd like a keeper before striker, especially with Onana with his hands of stone. That's a fair comment, Steve. Big problem area for us. I'm with you. Good evening, Tony. Good evening, Ice Bear. What's going on, you legends? Thanks for joining the stream. On the Never Never catalogue team. It is basically, yeah, you are. We are basically doing it, you know. What's the word? Yeah, it is catalogue vibes in a way. We're buying it on the monthly, lad. So I don't know. I mean, it's good in a way because it means that we're not paying as much out this summer in one go, and it should give us maybe a bit more budget to strengthen elsewhere in the team. And obviously, it's good for the whole PSR purposes and everything, and showing your spending and keeping it reasonable. So obviously, you know, if we'd have just spent 130 million out in one window now, that's going to leave a dent. Whereas what they've done with structuring it is, you know, basically enable United to spread the cost. So it is good for us in one respect, but then if you look at it a different way, it's like we are kind of just putting ourselves in more debt. Like we're in more debt now. Yes, we get the players in early, but we are in more debt essentially because we've got to pay those payments regardless of where we are or who we've got in a few years' time. They still have to be met. Thank you so much for your super chat there, Mr. Russell Bland. You're a legend, man. Thank you. As the nuts for Sancho. Mateta's French says he's okay. Bruno and Cunha and Mbeumo can't wait. Oh, I am actually frothing about the prospect of Mbeumo and Cunha being entered into this team. You're right. Can't wait to see them in pre-season, lad. Should be banging. No one's losing their peanuts for Sancho. Very optimistic valuations. You do like dry roasted peanuts. Yeah. How much would you accept for Mainoo, and would you take it? It would have to be a lot of money. Right now, okay, Mainoo's one of those players that's got such a great future ahead of him in the game. But if you look at Manchester United's team, where's the place for him in the team where he's guaranteed to start or get the game time? I know he'll get some opportunities. I know he'll obviously play end of games and certain games, and there'll be rotation. But it's not like he's guaranteed to play a lot of games, is it, with this current setup and the current set of players? So I have to say, if there was a big money move, you know, 70 million quid, I could see him going. But I wouldn't really want to sell him for anything less than that. I know that's crazy because to value him at that much already with not having done that much is a bit crazy. But I wouldn't sell him for a penny less than that. And I don't want to sell him, just to be clear. I do not want to sell the guy. But as I said, there's not really much of a place for him in the first team, is there? Possibility of Collie going on loan could be Nanette. I hope not. It's going to hinge a lot on who we sign in that midfield area. If we do get someone like, I don't know, Richard Rios or someone, it's unlikely. But if we do, then surely something like that's going out. What's good there, Neo Gang? Yes, lad, welcome aboard. Thank you so much, Russell Bland, for your super chat here again. Russell Bland getting in on it. He comments and says, United started this window, and 156 million. That's right, I know, that is mad. So I think Sir Jim said that a few months ago in that Gash interview he did with Gary Neville, didn't he? That we've got to find that sort of money this summer just to cover previous signings. So you're absolutely right, Russell. I mean, that's crazy. And now those payments, those debts essentially have got bigger because they've not paid for these players up front. They have paid for them over structured deals. You know, like for instance, this particular deal with Mbeumo, it's 4 installments. You know, so we've only actually forked out about 16 million in this window, and the rest of it's being paid over a period of seasons. Same goes for the Cunha deal. That's in 3 different installments. So James Ducker just confirmed that the initial £65 million for Mbeumo will be paid in 4 installments, 6 million in bonuses on top. Cunha fee is 3 installments. Yeah, anticipation is Mbeumo will fly with the rest of the Man United squad to Chicago on Tuesday afternoon. So just to give you an idea there of whether or not he's going to be on the plane. Still, you know, things have to happen. He's got to have his medical over the weekend. He's got to pass his medical, and they've got to exchange all the documents and paperwork and funds and all that sort of stuff, which will take a couple of days. But we've talked about it Tuesday afternoon. You know, that is the 22nd of July. So they've got this game tomorrow in Stockholm, Sweden against Leeds. Then they'll be back to Manchester. Then they'll be flying out to the USA on the 22nd. So it's imperative that this deal is all done, finished, and he's in there in the next sort of 2 days, which he will be. And hopefully he'll be on the plane and we'll be seeing him play in that first game against West Ham on the 27th of July in America. Get in there, my son. I am buzzing about this, guys. Cunha and Mbeumo, they're 2 meaty pickups. They really are good players. I don't care what anybody says about the prices and stuff. These players are good pickups. And actually, comparatively to other transfers that have been going around, it's not even that crazy, especially when you consider the installments aspect of the deal. So these deals, they're pretty reasonable, in my opinion, and they're good players. And they're proven Premier League players, and they're proven to score goals and create goals and match winners. You know, so there you go. We've got a couple of ballers in the team, guys. Make no mistake, we will be better this season. Amorim must now be very happy that he's got these 2 guys in, plus Diego Leon. There was a feeling, at least in my mind, that Amorim probably wouldn't have been too happy with the situation as it is, with the whole negotiation taking, you know, the better part of 2 months from Mbeumo and the fact that he's just not been given the personnel that he's needed. But now I'm sure he's starting to feel a little bit more positive because Mbeumo is going to be through the door soon. Cunha and Diego Leon, obviously, is a nice little addition as well. But then you can focus on other signings. So you've got the big couple out the way. These were his 2 early big targets. That's who he wanted. There would have been other targets as well. Gyokeres, maybe a goalie, other signings. But these were 2 of his first earmarked signings for the start of the summer transfer window. That's who he wanted, and we've got him. So he must be feeling pretty happy about it. Amorim now must be feeling a little bit less stressed. He would have liked, I'm sure, more players in here to work with pre-season. It's nowhere near acceptable enough still. Like, we should have got 2 or 3 more players in, but maybe he understands that just the money isn't there, and because we haven't sold Garnacho, Rashford or Sancho yet, we haven't actually got the money to sign other players. So I think he'll be feeling a little bit better about it anyway. Mike Hill, thank you so much there, Mike Hill. Would Villa not want crazy money for Watkins? Well, there are reports that say they want 60 million for Watkins. 60 million, which is way too much. We should not pay 60 million for him. However, if they want to be sensible, 45 million, we could do business. If they want to get rid of a player who's, 29, who is going to lose his value over the next few years considerably, if they want to cash in now, maybe reinvest that in a younger player, then now's the opportunity to do that, right? 45 million, I would be happy to pay that for Ollie Watkins, but he is 29, and anything more than that, it just becomes just not really worth it because it's just dead cash, isn't it? If United sign him up to a 4-year contract, when he's 33, you're not going to get any money back for him selling him. It's dead cash. So yes, you're getting a good player now for a few seasons, but that's all it is. There is no long-term plan here. You're not going to get cash back in a few years' time, probably leave for free or leave for very little at the end of his contract. So from that respect, I don't think Aston Villa could ask for that much money. And they're also in the position where they are a bit skint, they're struggling financially, and they need a little bit of a cash influx, don't they? And if they were to sell a player like Watkins, maybe even if it's 50 million max. I mean, what's the max you would spend on Watkins, guys? I would fork out 50 for him. 45 makes a lot more sense. 45 makes a lot more sense, but 50, absolute top max to get a proven Premier League goal scorer for a few seasons. Definitely we could do a lot worse. So I would say 50 top whack max for Watkins is what we should be willing to pay. If they don't accept that, then there's not a deal to be done there. It can't be done, because that's a great offer for someone who is 29, really. Russell Bland, thank you for your super chat. He says, on the never works. If you want something, save up and pay. Catalogue football doesn't work. Congrats on signings. Keeper in. No, I'm with you, Russell, lad. My mum always used to say exactly the same thing, mate. If you want something, save up for it and pay for it. You know, don't get it on finance or on loan. You're absolutely right, and I agree with you, mate. Catalogue football doesn't work. Yeah, the signings are good, but we do need to get a new keeper in now. That's going to be a focus. I think the number 9's obviously a focus for us as well. Probably maybe even the number 9 soonest, but we are linked to Lammens. So just to give you the update there on Lammens, if you missed out on that stuff, so United are reported to be interested in Senne Lammens, sorry, not Semi Lammens, although if we sign him, it might give me a semi. Senne Lammens, guys, 23-year-old goalkeeper over there at Royal Antwerp, 17 million, could be had, Belgian Pro League experience, looks great stats, very impressive. However, it's not the Premier League, but I would obviously take him. He looks like a very good young goalkeeper. He's only 23, I think, and his stats over there are brilliant in terms of his save percentages and stuff like that. And also opposition expected goals to actual goals. His stats are very, very impressive. Actually better than David De Gea in the 17-18 season for Man United. But you know, that's just, it is the Pro League. It is a bit different, but still, hopefully it'll be able to translate. Hopefully, if we could go and get him for 17 million, which isn't a lot of money, we would see competition for places there with him and Onana if we can't sell Onana. But I hope that he would be the replacement for Onana, that he could take Onana's place. So yeah, thank you so much for that, by the way, there, Russell. Appreciate you, lad. You heard Leon is balling, Piggy. Nice, lad. Yeah, what, in training and stuff. Can't wait to see Leon. Me too. Me too. I hope he's going to be a great addition as well. He will be playing in the tour. You should see him start quite a lot of these games. I'm thinking he's going to be involved tomorrow. So that'd be good, won't it? Can't wait to see that. Remember, we're doing a watch-along on the channel, guys, tomorrow. The game's on at 2 p.m. We'll be kicking off about half an hour before, getting involved in the watch-along for the game against Leeds United in Stockholm, Sweden. So, yeah, get yourself involved for that. If you're around tomorrow, sort of after lunchtime, we'll be doing a live watch-along for the Man United game. Come and join us. No outgoings yet. Nah, that is a sad reality, Malps. What a set of melters not being able to get rid of any of our players so far. Then again, I guess previous regimes, the amounts of money being spent on wages is a big problem factor for this. Yeah, swapping for Rashford, 50 million for Watkins. Watkins doesn't really get injured, 40 million max. 47, 45 million, only if we can't get Mateta or Sesko. Hey, great point, Dino. Watkins not my first choice either. I still think Visser's the best value deal right now, but Watkins probably my second choice. And then, like you say, you got Mateta, you got Sesko, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There's other links, but yeah, Pig, Watkins and Emery don't get on. That's it. Towards the end of last season, it did seem like he was frozen out a little bit there. He wasn't playing in all the games towards the end of the season. Rashford came in and was given chances and stuff. Seemed like Watkins was a little bit out of sorts at the end of the season there, didn't it? So I agree. I think there is a potential that he goes because of that as well. 35 mil, 45 mil for Watkins. Yeah, Mainoo's a baller, isn't he, lad? Why would we get rid of him, Ryan? Yeah, I think he'll be class as well. Absolutely class. That season he had where he burst onto the scene, and then, you know, had a great World Cup for England as well, Euros, I mean, then you have to say, brilliant. 35 million, 15 for Watkins. That's crazy. Duncan Beliefo, you long-time legend. 20 mil and Garnacho for Watkins. What? That you mean they give us 20 mil? I'm sorry, but Garnacho's worth more than Watkins because of his age and his potential. He's still got 10 years at the top, you know what I mean? Like, Garnacho's worth more than Watkins had. They'd have to give us cash. 30 mil or 35 is fair for Watkins. Garner for Ollie and 10 million. Yeah, well, if they're giving us 10 million, PSG apparently offered 250 million for Cole Palmer. You what? Stop your fake news. Will you please do a watch-along tomorrow? Henrik Kelman, you don't even have to ask me, mate. If Man United are playing, lad, we're doing a watch-along for it, so don't worry about that. We're definitely going to do a live stream for it. Okay. Right, anyway, let me just check out the latest updates that may have come in live. But, yeah, Senne Lammens is linked to Manchester United right now as a new goalkeeping option to maybe take over from Onana. I'd be well up for it. 17 million is not a lot of money. He does look really good. I'm not going to pretend I've seen him play. I've just seen the clips and stuff online. He looks really good. Everybody, I guess, could look good in a YouTube compilation. But ultimately, he does look good. He is exciting as a young goalkeeper, and he would be better than Andre Onana without me ever even seeing him play. I'd be sure of that. So, Lammens, 17 million. There you go. Let me have a look at the latest updates that may have swung in on the Vine throughout the show. We just hit 200 likes, baby. So, thank you everyone for hitting the thumbs up button there. You're a set of legends. Keep hitting the likes on the stream. New quotes from Thomas Frank, guys. New quotes from Tommy Frank here. Interessante, Fabrizio Romano. Check this out. So Thomas Frank on Mbeumo just said, Bryan Mbeumo is a fantastic player. He deserved the move, no matter where he goes. Yeah, have some of that, Thomas Frank, mate. That's what you get for going to shitty Spuds. Because I bet you he wanted him. Surely he wanted him at Spurs, but Spurs just not in the mix. I don't know. Maybe not. But is there any more news for Manchester United here? Okay, so what's this? Is Ben Jacobs trying to say that Manchester United have bid for Estupiñán? I don't get this. So he's quoted his previous tweet from the other day that said Manchester United and Milan both hold a genuine interest in Brighton's Pervis Estupiñán. Man United have now held talks on the player side. And then he's just used that as a quoted tweet and said, breaking, Brighton have rejected an offer. Oh, from Milan. Sorry. Have rejected an offer from Milan for Pervis Estupiñán. You know, the Estupiñán situation there anyway, just on that quickly, we are linked to Estupiñán at Brighton. Look, I think it'd be really, really good signing. But do we actually need another wing back there in that position on the left there? I personally don't think so. I think if you're looking at the team, you should strengthen in other areas. A right wing back makes more sense than left wing back right now. Also, the central midfield and the goalkeeper. Yeah, exactly, Rolkis. We just don't really need Estupiñán. As much as I think he would be a good addition and he is a good player. Like, we don't really need him. We have like a, you know, obviously a, what's the word? A priority to strengthen in the team, but we just don't have that, to be fair, you know? It's pretty fantastic, to be fair, guys. But there you go. So if we were to sign a new signing, I would hope it would be a central midfielder, somebody like Richard Rios, or a goalie or a striker, obviously, first and foremost. Stupid Nan. Well, Dorgu can play right wing back. Fairs, but I mean, the right wing back's probably, you know, the position that we could do with strengthen a little bit, because you've got, what, Dallo, you've got Ahmad, who's probably going to play as an attacking right wing back sometimes. You've got, I guess, Mazraoui can play there as well. Yeah, maybe we're not too bad in that position either, really. It's really the central midfield, the striker, and the goalkeeper that's the glaring issues in this team. And if they don't strengthen those, then they're having a stinker, aren't they? Dorgu, yeah, fair one. We inquired about Estupiñán in May. Don't know why it's news again. I think that's all it really is an inquiry, personally. Dorgu, right wing back, set up left wing back. Interesting. Riso Hanley. Estupiñán's like a last day sign if we can do it. Goalkeeper and striker, top priorities. Well said, Mike. Well said, yes, that's it. So beyond the goalie and the striker, if we've got the money, i.e. from selling players, then that's when we should be looking at, you know, trying to bring in other players, yes, just for luxury signings, you know, because there's certain key positions, striker and goalie, that are just much more important. Steve Houghton says Ahmad will be right back. Yeah, I think Ahmad will be playing right wing back. I'm a little bit concerned about the defensive aspect of it, but from an attacking point of view, he's brilliant at just creating carnage on that right-hand side. He's a very creative player. So I think he'll be very good at that for us. Sometimes he'll play the 10 as well, won't he? Okay, also, let's get stuck in to the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. I am doing a FIFA stream tonight over on the gaming channel in about 15 minutes' time. So please do join us over on Flying Pig Gaming in a bit for that. But we're not done here just yet, guys. We're going to get stuck into the live chat for a good bit. Have your say, get your thoughts in there about anything we've discussed. I'll just do a quick rundown of what we've discussed in this stream for anyone who's just joined, and then we'll shout out everyone that's reposted the link at the top of the live chat there on X, and then we're going to get into the chat. So Mbeumo, here we go. Done deal. Get in there, my son. It is agreed. We know this. It's over a structured deal. Manchester United getting the deal done there in 4 installments. 65 million and 6 million in bonuses on top. So a structured deal for Manchester United with 4 different installments of that £65 million. A shrewd move from us, really. Fab says we're looking for a striker in the next weeks as our main target. Hopefully that's the case. You know, we do need a striker. That has to be it, really. Visser, Watkins, Mateta, Sesko. Take your pick, really. Take your pick. But for me, we definitely need a number 9 next. And a goalkeeper. Medical this weekend. is expected there for Mbeumo. Ornstein said Mbeumo expected to undergo the medical this weekend ahead of completing the transfer from Brentford to Manchester United. Agreement reached between Man United and Brentford today after weeks of negotiations. Deal for 25-year-old worth a maximum of £71 million. Get in there, my son. Also, as we mentioned, Benjamin Sesko's being linked to Manchester United. Sky Sports Chef reporting that one player to keep an eye on as this window develops is Benjamin Sesko. Man United have been tracking his development for a number of years. Also, that Lammens interest is still there. Man United set to step up pursuit of 23-year-old goalkeeper Senne Lammens. Previous reports suggest that he has a price tag of around £17 million. Yes, indeed. Okay, so that's basically the latest updates that have come out. Nothing too much more than that. We're going to get stuck into the chat for a bit now. It's Q&A time. Have your say, get your thoughts in, smash the likes. Oh, wait, and let's shout out the reposters here who have reposted us. Big ups. Hang on a second. Thank you so much to the 6 legends that have shared us around here. Big ups to John Boy Cat, Ryan Neeson, Kane, Ashley Vogt, Griffin, and Aaron Homeyard. Get in there, my son. Thank you so much to all you legends for sharing the show around. Appreciate that. Yes, Hi Piggy reported Mbeumo last night on Tactical Devils and got called a liar. Right, okay. Well, you were lying, weren't you? Let's be honest, because it only became official today, mate. I mean, obviously, we've all been saying we think Mbeumo's going to get done for ages, lad. It's easy to say that it's going to get done, lad. You know what I mean? But you were early, mate. You were early, mate. Let me guess, you knew before Ornstein and Fab, did you? You know what I mean? Fred the Red, lad. Come on. Russell Bland, thank you so much for the £10 super chat, lad. I appreciate that. Gets in. He says, in all honesty, Slabby is quality. You like Cunha, Mbeumo will do well. You have no midfield and the system sucks. United will avoid relegation again. I think we'll do a lot better than last season myself. I'm trying to remain optimistic. I believe, even if we didn't sign a single player this summer, Amarim could have got us into the top half of the table next season, honestly. Because it surely, with time and experience and just having a better season, you know, that was a bit of a freakish season, how bad it really truly was. Surely we could do better this season, regardless of signing players. But now the fact we've signed Cunha and Mbeumo and are going to get a couple more, I think we'll be getting up there in towards the European spaces myself. Not Champions League, but I think we can get into the European spaces. I've got to remain positive and optimistic. Slabby Maguire I've got no issue with. What an absolute don. Great professional lad. Better late than never there, Elliot, lad. Better late than never. Right, get your thoughts in. Let's have a Q&A there, guys. Since we signed Mbeumo, my head doesn't hurt. Great to hear, lad. Does Brentford really want to go back with us for negotiations? Yes, they won't have a choice if we actually knock on the door and put a bid in, will they? They won't have a choice, Steve. They're going to have to sell him, I think, unless they want to give him a new contract. Thank you, Gav's Highlights, for putting the link in there to the live stream. Yes, mate, there it is. I'll pin that to the top in a bit. We are going to be live on the gaming channel very shortly. So thank you to Gavster for putting that in. I'll pin that to the top of the live chat there. You can always check it out in a little bit, guys, at the end of this stream and come and join us for the gaming channel stream. Sid Rose says, I was listening to your show. You said Bonnie Blue. My mum said Bonnie Blue. Who is she? I said, I don't have a clue. It's just some mega slag, lad. Mega slag. Seriously, all the players that want to be here with us are going to be part of the resurrection of the biggest club in the world. I hope so, Paulo. You're very positive. I love that positivity. Too much focus on forwards, but the midfield and defence will a year older and was clearly not good enough last season's. Thing is, though, James, right? Okay, we've got good players there that are young that are coming through. I think Lenny Yoro is going to be a tank for us, lad. This kid looks special, to be fair, and he's super young, right? Then you've got Martinez coming back into the mix. That'll be almost like a new signing after being out injured for such a long time. De Ligt, hopefully he stays fit and has a really good season. I think you're going to see a much better year from him. We've still got the likes of Slabber around gashing it up, but, you know, he's consistent and he's professional. Mazrui is all right playing in there sometimes. You know, I'm not overly concerned about the defence that much. I think we could do with another pickup. The midfield, I think we definitely need a new player there as well, to be fair, yeah. Oh, shit, really? Your neighbours are kicking the shit out of each other. Any thoughts? I don't know. Maybe call the old Bill lad. I don't know if it's bad, you know, or, I don't know. Would you take Mateta? I would, mate, definitely. 100% be up for that. Definitely. Kate Cadet, here he is. The worry now is the fans will get the hype train started. Well, we should start to believe a little bit. We have to be realistic in our expectations this season, though. Amrim's not been fully backed yet. He still hasn't got all the pieces to the puzzle that he needs for his squad. Nowhere near. It's going to take several seasons to get all of the melters out that we need and all of the players that we need in. So we have to be patient. But, you know, we can start to believe if we have a good window, which we haven't seen it yet. It's quite a decent couple of additions, we have to say. It's very good, the players we've signed, but we need more. We need a striker, we need a goalie. If we get that, we can start to believe that we can have a decent season. Why not, eh? Especially if we start the season well. We'll win the league. Right, okay, guys, let's just say this. Let's say we get a striker like Visser, Mateta, or Watkins. And let's say we do get a goalkeeper like Lammens, or in an ideal scenario, maybe someone with more experience, let's say Martinez or something. If we get those two more signings beyond Mbeumo and Cunha, where do you think Man United will finish? Have your say in the live chat. I feel like it's too much of an ask to expect us to finish any higher than 7th. Because those other teams that finished in the top 6 and are vying for those top 6 spots, they are obviously further ahead than us. That's why they finished up there last season. They're also strengthening a lot. They've strengthened a lot in the transfer window. So these teams are going to be seriously ahead of us still. That's the problem, even if we do well. I mean, I guess we could crack into it if we have a really great time of it. I mean, Nottingham Forest were in for the Champions League spaces until right to the very last day of the season where they missed out. You know, so there's obviously a good season that could be had, and if you get momentum, who knows what you can do. But I'm predicting 7th place. Have your say. Where do you think United finish? Predictions for next year, you're going 8th. Nice one. 10th if we're lucky. 7th. Tie. Chonis is the tie. The flying bay. Right, okay, I see. Top 5, 6th, 8th. Even with Sesko, it's still 8th. Which I would be happy with. Hey, fair enough, yeah. That's it. We have to be realistic with trying to improve season to season. Remember, we did finish 15th. Not many teams go from 15th to 4th, do they? We have to be realistic with how we do. Top 10, says CC1. You remember when Mbeumo outran Luke Shaw to score in one of Pig's best watch-alongs? Brentford 4-0. Oh, dude. Thankfully, I've archived that one in the old memory banks and can't really remember it. 6 to 8 somewhere, depending. Top 4, top 10, 4th, 6th. Top 3, I mean, that is ambitious, lad. 10th. Stefan says, cops take 2 weeks to turn up. Get up a smartphone camera out, they arrive instantly. European spots vital top 6. If we get a really good striker. What do you mean by that? Stefan says, cops take 2 weeks to turn up. Get a smartphone camera out and they arrive instantly. Yeah, but that's because you're doing it in a playground, Stefan. You know what I mean? 5th or 6th, top 4, 4th, 14th, 3rd, 7th to 9th, 6th to 4th. Oh, yeah. 4th. Well, we're all feeling quite positive and optimistic all of a sudden. Not many people saying 15th again, are they? Even Stefan saying 6th. Go on, Stefan. 9th, says United, yeah. It's exactly it, Pig. We need to be patient. Cunha and Mbeumo, a great start to rebuild. They are a great start. And that's it. It's a rebuild. These players are in their middle 20s, 26, 25. That's great ages to be joining the club where they can really kick us on next few years. Yeah, 1 game a week. That's it. We should be able to focus on that. Anyone saying top 4 needs to be taken off in a straitjacket? I agree. I think it's a bit ambitious, that. 3rd or 4th, says EJ. 5th, 4th, 10th, 6th. 3rd, 6th. Russell, thank you so much for your super chat here, Russell Bland. Let's be having you, lad. Thank you, Russell Bland. He says, United's big problem was not scoring goals, but shipping them. They will score goals now. I think our big problem was not scoring them as well, mate, to be honest, lad. Do you know that Mbeumo only got 1 less goal than, like, 4 of Manchester United's most players who played most last season in the attacking positions? Like, he only got 1 less than, like, our best 4 goal scorers up there. So, I don't know about that. I think scoring goals was definitely an issue. But maybe your biggest problem was, yeah, you know, you talk about the goalkeeper errors, you know, getting beaten in the midfield battle, which all leads to conceding goals and losing games as well. So it's not just about scoring, is it? We do have to improve other areas. Champions believe. Yeah, no, it's really not, though, is it? It's really not, though, is it? Maximum is probably 6th, 1st, 4th. Hey, fair play to you, legends. Hey, Rushmano, what's going on? He says, lurg. Let's go. Hashtag lurg. Let's get some hashtag lugs in there, guys. Love United, hate Glazers. Absolutely. We need to change that an acronym. Is it an acronym? No. What's that called, guys? Anagram. We need to change that to Not an anagram, sorry. I need to change that to Love United, Hate Glazers, and Ineos. It needs to be changed to Luggy. To Luggy. Love United, Hate Glazers, and Ineos. Hashtag Luggy. You know what I mean, guys? Hashtag Luggy, guys. Hock tour on them. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It's got a double meaning. Hock tour and Luggy on them. These fans that hype the team up are the same fans that get the manager sacked. Well, probably better fans than you, Kate Cadet, who for some reason want to be basically a Liverpool fan this season, don't you, scumbag? You know what I mean? Going to this, me, you want to give your head a wobble on some of the comments you come out with. Manchester will never be blue. I have to agree. I think it's going to take a long old time of United fading and City being successful for that to happen. And also, they might even get a lot of this, a lot of these accolades removed in the future. You just never know. Hi there, Renz885. How you been, you legend? Disco Dave says, don't care how many goals we let in, as long as we score more. 3 points is all that matters. Yeah, respect. That's it, lad. I would like us to go to more of that mentality of, you know, like when Jurgen Klopp was first at Liverpool. That sort of thing, where it's like, we are going to try and outscore more than you, outscore you and score more than you. But we are going to probably concede a lot of goals, but we're going to be an attacking, entertaining side and try and win and score goals the right way. So, yeah, I hope so. Apart from Bruno, our next top scorers were centre-backs, Maguire. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Well, no, we actually had Ahmad scored, I think, 8 goals, did he? And was it Garnacho scored 6? They were included in it, you know. Paul of the Reds says, anyway, Piggy, me and Wayne have our day planned for tomorrow. We're having a B, 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 F, B, and B. Right, okay, I thought that meant something else. Awesome, have a great day. Yes, we need a new goalkeeper, mate, absolutely. We will. It just might be somebody that's cheaper option, younger option, maybe somebody to contest with Andre Onana, but also maybe back up for the time being. But hopefully contest and contend with. 71 million. Hey, it's not a bad deal, Ranger, over 4 installments, lad. It's over 4 installments. And remember, it's 65 million over 4 installments with additional add-ons of 6 million, which could take the total cost up to 71. But I think obviously part of that 6 million is performance-based add-ons. I'm streaming after. Yes, I am. Okay, Dave Whitford, how you doing, mate? Great to see you, lad. I'm all right. Thanks for asking. What time am I streaming? About half an hour before the Leeds game, mate. So I think the Leeds game is at 2 p.m. We're going to be on, you know, about 1:35-ish, you know, for the game. So come and join us for tomorrow's watch-along as well. Right, guys, what we have to do, we've got to go. I'm a bit late again. We've got to go. We're going over to the gaming channel, guys. Here it is. Here's the link right here. Please do us a favour. Come over here with me. There's the link in the live chat. Smash the old like on this video before you go. Hit the subscribe button here on Flying Pig United. Help us get to 91,500 subscribers. We're not that far away now. Give us a subscribe if you're new. Get involved. We're on here every day and every night with all the latest transfer news and goings on. Lunchtime and 10 p.m.-ish with the transfer dealings. And any breaking news, we jump on it as well. So come and join us. Click the bell icon. Smash the subscribe. Smash the like and all that jazz as well. Big ups to everybody in the live chat here. Ivor, Russell, Stephen, Neil, Cato, Ruben, Oliver, Robert Hewer, Griffin, thank you so much, mate, for the super chat there, you legend. He says, here's something for the Pepsi Fund. Treat yourself from Mbeumo. Congratulations, you mank melters. Much love to the Bacon Brigade. Well, thank you, Griffin. These are a couple of good signings, you know, they are. Yeah, lots of teams doing good business, but these are a couple of good players for us as well. Fools are getting smashed, Dave, as always. Come and join us, mate. Nice one, Ashley, Ray, Jay, Chico. Let's go, everyone. Dave, Tom, Howard, End of Madness, Rob, you legend. Thank you for the gifted member as well. Stephen, Shogun, Henrik, Steve, Elliot, Neil, all the members in green. Thank you so much for supporting the show, like Tonk Nash, and all the legends in blue. Thanks for moderating and being moderating legends. Guys, go over here right now. Do us a massive favor. Go and join us for the FIFA stream. But also, even if you're not able to watch it, go and subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming and smash the like on that stream and help us out. And I'll see you there literally in a few minutes. All right, so it'll probably just take me 5 minutes to get changed over and stuff. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right on. And remember, Piggy loves you. Thank you for watching, guys. Links in the description to follow us on social media. And I'll see you tomorrow with the latest updates. United finally, though, got Mbeumo done. It's an agreement in place. We're waiting, obviously, a couple of days and he'll be in. He'll hopefully be on the tour. He will be on the tour, and we'll be seeing Mbeumo playing in that team alongside Cunha very soon. Get in there, my son. Time to address the goalkeeper and striker positions. Sort yourselves out, United. Let's be having you. Right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Piggy loves you, and I'll see you in 2 minutes over on Flying Pig Gaming. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.